Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Wizard Infinity Style. So we'll take a quick look at the box as usual. Pretty typical, pretty neat looking box though, just because it's got Infinity on it and he looks pretty neat there. Got like the little diamond here, dragon design on the outside, a little bit of a diamond jewel effect on the box here. The box is primarily kind of shiny silver like the early Figuarts boxes, which, you know, kind of fits his motif. The back just shows, you know, poses you can get him in. It's got the kind of spell symbol circle back there. Nothing too much to write home about. It is a thicker packaging because of it coming with some extra parts. Speaking of, it does come with a decent amount of stuff. In the typical fashion, you've got a bunch of different hands. You got the closed fists, which are obviously on him when you get them. Some various holding the weapon hands. Some various splayed out, sort of showing off the ring hands. Like this right here, you can see, if the camera would focus and stop being annoying, you can see the infinity ring on there. I've got a holding one on him right now in a sort of splayed out hand. So pretty much your typical fare. And then obviously you've got the Excalibur, which I have him holding, and then you have an extra sword piece here, which you can add to it for when he has it extended for sword mode. And then you get an extra wizard driver for the switched out piece he has, because right now he's got his cape sort of down, and this is the switched out piece for the splayed out one, which I will be showing right now. He comes with this piece, which is why his box is bigger, which is a splayed out cape for him to wear, with it flowing, which you can switch out, which I will show despite it being kind of annoying. So even though this is kind of difficult to get into his hand, here is the Excalibur. It's pretty well done. The Figuarts weapons usually are very well done. The paint job on it is really nicely done. You even got some sort of clear and slash glittery plastic here for this piece, which looks good. Same thing at the top. It's very nicely done. And the red paint here is also shiny, which looks nice. As I showed you, there is an extra piece here. Just yank this off and replace it. To be honest, it's kind of annoying sometimes, because like when I'm trying to pose it in some way, it will just plop off, which is just annoying. But still, it's neat, and they didn't, you know, include an entire other Excalibur piece. So taking a look at the figure itself, this guy's kind of a mixed bag. This is one of my favorite designs, so I was looking forward to this, and the figure really didn't completely live up to what I wanted. The head sculpt here looks pretty nice, I have to say. The proportions actually look fairly solid. There's nothing really wrong about it. It's got a really nice shine to it. It's actually really shiny. You can probably even see my reflection in it if you looked hard enough. They did a really good job on that, I think, detail-wise. I think the compound style, especially for the amount he has, looks really good on it. The silver paint here looks good. And like I said, the proportion of his head itself is pretty decent. But you get down here to the neck joint, and it's really weird, because I don't remember it being like this on any of the previous Wizard releases, but he's got this weird elongating neck joint, and you can push it up and down, which I guess is good, because you can sort of adjust it to look normal. It's just very strange. Like when I had him in the box, he looked like that, which just doesn't really look right at all. But yeah, that's just a bit strange. Now, moving back to details, his chest also does look good. It sounds weird, but they have the nice compound plastic here, which looks pretty neat. It's kind of got this glitter to it. And they do a good job on that, and yet again, just like on the helmet, the silver paint looks nice. So detail-wise, he is pretty solidly done. You've got the sort of glittery compound diamond crystal-like coloring around here. And then on his wrist as well. So it's all pretty much throughout the figure, and it looks nice. Then the silver paint as well also looks nice. You can see here he's got his ring holder, like I just showed you, and it's actually got them all. Flame, water, land, hurricane, and then just like some random ones for the spells. And then you see down here there's even compound on his knees. So pretty nicely detailed overall, I think. The compound, like, plastic all around on his various body parts is well done, and the silver paint has a nice shine to it. But he is pretty much the same wizard mold, which means he's got some weird proportion issues. He's got the larger feet, his cape's a little big. Articulation wise, it's pretty much the same as you've been expecting. You got a 360 ball joint here, swiveling, double elbow joint, hand articulation, which frequently pops off, which is really annoying. 360 leg joint here, it's a little bit hindered by his cape, something just popped off. Double knee joint right here, swiveling, and then you've got the little ball joint on his ankle here to let it move around. The toe action joint, you do have some articulation here, at the waist and the chest, as per usual. And as you saw on the neck, you get a solid range of movement there. Just give me 1 second, I'm going to retrieve his kneecap now. Ta-da, his kneecap is back. So yeah, overall, like I said, detail-wise, he is pretty solid. He looks pretty nice, and the articulation's all we've expected. The thing about him is, though, he feels kind of cheap, which has kind of been a problem about the Wizard mold. He doesn't have anything in the way of overly loose joints, but they don't feel very solid. It just feels very cheaply made compared to some more solid figuarts. I do in particular have problems with this ball joint here on his hand, no matter what hand I have him on. Like I was trying to recreate one of the poses on the back where he's holding the axe and then he's kind of putting his hand above it here, and whenever you move it slightly, it will pop off, which is really annoying. And he just generally feels a little bit cheaper than other figuarts, and he's just like the other Wizard figures, has some proportion problems where he just looks lanky. He's not an absolutely awful figure, but he could certainly be a lot better. I'm going to show really quickly the swapping out of the capes, but before I do that, I just want to show a quick side-by-side comparison of him next to the WAP version. Obviously, this one looks shinier and better detailed, but this one actually isn't that terrible. I can just switch out this. Honestly, it's pretty cool, and you know, it lights up. So if you're wanting to save money, even though these are both retail, I would definitely say that this is a good substitute line. I'm honestly fine with it, and even though it looks kind of stark right now, because of, you know, you're getting the quality of this line, it's not like the high-end line. It's much... I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. Like, when you buy this, you know you're not buying like a figuarts quality line, so you're quite impressed with it. And this one actually, in terms of moving the figure around articulation-wise, feels more solid. So I think this is a solid substitute. I'm just saying. So anyway, what is really annoying is to switch out his piece here, which is to pull him apart, which is just going to aggravate his looseness that he already has. So take the belt piece here. I guess should do that last. This is kind of like switching out the skirts on Sentai girl figures. There's like little pegs on the top, and you just, whoops, not put it on upside down like an idiot, and you just align them here. And then his belt's here. Whoops. It's just, I always get annoyed by these types of switching out things because I feel like it makes them looser, and I hate having to break the figure apart. Did I grab the right one? And especially with a figure like him that's like already kind of loose in a lot of places, and I just don't want to mess with that further. So yeah, you can get that effect going. I guess if you have a Tamashii stand, you could have him doing kicking pose. On the back, it just kind of shows him doing a general action pose. I guess you could have him doing a, oh my god, I'm a mighty wizard pose, I guess. I don't know. But that's fine. I really didn't care if that was included, but I guess it's a nice bonus. So overall, for Wizard Infinity as a figure, I would say he is okay. I really do dig the design, so I'm glad I've got the figuarts version, because I think that the detail and shine on him look really nice. But like I said, overall, I just think he could have been a lot better. He just felt very cheap, and if you've already got the WAP, unless you really, really want a figure of Infinity that's shiny like this, I think you'll be fine. I know it seems kind of apparent that this one's a lot better when you put them side by side like that, but really, I just have a lot of problems with this guy just feeling cheap. But I think the overall thing is that he's just an okay figure. He's not spectacular, he's not spectacularly awful, but he's okay. He could just use a lot of work to make him an awesome figure and sort of up to par with other figuarts that are of better quality. So anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at WritersRangersRambles.com. Until next time, it's Dawson Rider, signing out.